Well, welcome back to our channel. This video is going to be all about getting the kitchen as ready as we can for Thanksgiving. And you can see the state it's in. We've got no flooring. We've got some of the window trim done on the window there. We've got the uppers in. And obviously none of the appliances are in. So what I'm going to be working on is tiling the floor. And the first thing I need to do, this morning I vacuumed the floor twice, used a putty knife to get all the blobs of paint and drywall compound up, and vacuumed it, and took a hammer and made sure all the nails were flush. The next step is I've got to do a layout for all of the appliances, and I'm going to end up gluing and stapling down a layer of 1/4 inch Luan, and there you have it. We're going to get to it. All right, I'll give you the quick layout of what's going on with our kitchen cabinets. Of course, I'm making them so they can be any size we want, but I have to also take in consideration plywood sizes and such. So on this wall here, we've got a 4-foot cabinet. It's going to be divided into either drawers or drawers and doors. Sorry, hold on. Next to that is a dishwasher, 30-inch cabinet for a sink. It's not a 36-inch sink, it's just a single basin sink. And then to the left of the sink is a 32-inch cabinet to be determined. And then there'll be a space beyond that for trash and recycling, which will go underneath the countertop. And the countertop on this side is butcher block up to the edge of the soapstone. So the sink is an undermounted sink. The soapstone will start about here and run all the way to the far end. And on this side, there's a refrigerator. There's a 24-inch cabinet with drawers, a 30-inch sink, and this cabinet's actually 54 3/8. It matches the cabinet above, and it's an odd size because the one up above I had to make sure I left room for the crown, that it didn't run by the corner. But anyway, that doesn't matter. That's just a number. I can make the cabinet to whatever size. This is going to have a butcher block countertop up to the sink. And then on this side of the sink will be another piece of soapstone, so we can put hot stuff on there. So the next thing I'm going to do is, now that I've got it all laid out on the floor, is that I'm going to make the cabinet bases. Well, you know, where your toes go on, the toe kick, where the toe kick is. And I'm just going to make the boxes for the cabinets that are just going to sit on top of those bases. And what that's going to allow me to do, they're easier to build that way, for one thing. But they're also, I can put these bases in place permanently, paint them, permanently install them, and tile around them without having any cabinets in the way. So that's the next thing I'm going to do, is go down to the shop and make up some cabinet bases and get those installed. And then we're going to glue and staple on a layer of Luan plywood on here, so that when I add everything, the tile and everything else, it comes up to 3/4 of an inch. So we'll have a nice smooth transition into the hardwood floor and the rest of the house. All right. Yeah, let me just go make these boxes, and we'll get them painted and we'll get them installed. All right, here are all the parts to the cabinet bases, and I'm just going to start putting them together. those are the bases for the cabinets. I just realized that, hold on. There's an undermount toe kick heater there. So I got to move that centerpiece over. And then we're getting closer. I've got to fill all the nail holes, sand everything, paint them. So I don't think I'm going to get to doing any flooring today. But, you know, this is the first step towards getting our kitchen done. Oh, good morning. I'm getting started on keeping going on the next phases of the tile floor installation. This morning I sanded the first coat that I put on the toe kick pieces. I'm going to put on another coat. And I got started this morning getting ready for the toe kick heater to go in. And you'll see that in a little bit. So let me put a coat of paint on these things. All right, next step is just going to be screwing all of these boxes in all four corners down onto the floor with 4 screws. Nothing, I got to make sure that they're square. They're on the lines that I've already made, drawn on the floor. Screw them in place. I'll put in the toe kick ductwork here. And at that point, we can think about putting Luan down. So all I did, as you can see, is I put 4 screws in the corner, in all the corners. And I made sure the distances between each box was right. That one's the dishwasher, so that's 24. I made it 24 1/4. And this is the stove, and I made it 30 1/4. 30 inches is the width of the stove, and it's all right to... I'm not struggling to slide these things in or out, so 1/4 inch play is all right for me. All right, this is the toe kick heater. Hopefully you can see it. And there's the vent. The guy left me the ductwork, and so I just cut the slot, and hopefully this thing slides in place. Hopefully. Just like that. So what I did is I lifted the whole thing up 3/4 inch, because there's by the time we get all the tile on, there's 3/4 inch eaten up on the bottom, and then I got to have room for the vent cover plate. So I'm going to screw that in place. Just for the heck of it, I'm going to go around and check all these for level. I already put the level on that one's perfect. These all should be really good. But doing it this method, if I didn't trust the floors, I would have the opportunity to shim all of these level and get them all perfect. And so then when you make the boxes just basically fit right on the top, and they should be perfect. So that's why I like doing it this way. It gives me opportunity to work with these pieces to get them right on the money. I also made these out of pine because I just had lots of pine down in the shop. And the rest of the cabinets are going to be made out of maple. They take paint a lot better, and they won't ding up. So I'm going to check everything, screw that in. Then I'm going to screw on a stop here and one around the corner. And then I'm going to clean this up and start gluing and stapling down the luan. All right, we had the big discussion about the layout and such in here. And oh, it would have been nice if this wall here had been pushed in like 2 inches. These tiles would have fit perfect. But oh well, can't change what you can't change. So first I laid down a sheet of luan in there, and I checked it for square in all the directions and diagonal, and it's very, very close. Not perfect, but it's so close that I'm calling it good enough. And I'm using that to delineate this edge here. So that's really our starting point. That's all screwed in place. And I had the tiles laid out this way. Kristen decided to turn them 90 degrees. And so we're going with that as the tile layout. And well, that's all done. I used this sheet of luan to set that stop over there. So the next thing I'm going to do is take all of this out, vacuum it again, and start gluing. I'm going to use just yellow glue and staples. Since you can't get back under this once it's all on, I'm going to actually take and add some glue underneath of there, and that should really stiffen it up nicely. And the other reason why we're doing that is we need to make up the difference in thickness in the flooring here. And by the time I add, I don't know, what is this stuff called? The Schluter, whatever. When I add this material on top of the luan and underneath the tile, it should come up very close to our 3/4 inch flooring that's going up here. With the wood flooring in here. All right, there you have it. That layer is done. I'm gonna go take a break and then start cutting the orange stuff. And I gotta go get all of my tiling tools up here. So we're making progress. All right, I got it all cut to size. And I thought about running it the long way, but in these pieces, I'll be able to work a small area at a time and put that down and work my way out the room. I didn't want to get, yeah, this seems like the best solution. So I'm going to go get all my trowels and everything and start mixing and installing this stuff. And so that tomorrow we can start tiling. So let me go grab some more tools. All right, it says don't walk on it for 12 hours. So that's all down. The next layer is tile, which is going down tomorrow. So we'll have tile down. I don't know, I should be able to get it all done. Everything's prepped. And then day after that, grout it, and the kitchen floor will be done. All right, it's another day, and you can see that I've gotten started. Basically, these are all just fit. They're not in place yet. I spent this couple hours this morning cutting and fitting to that point, and that's I'm going to mix up one batch of mortar or whatever it is and put that down. One batch of the bag of stuff. I don't even know what they call it. And set these all in place, and then I'll do that end. So most of the fitting is already taking place. Down there is not so bad, so that should go really quickly. But anyway, there you have it. I'll probably show a little. Yeah, there you have it. All right, as you can see, I have cleaned the tile. It's the next day after I installed them, and I went over with a sponge and I cleaned roughly. They're not completely clean. And the next step, I apologize for the lighting here. It's all overcast. I put on a floodlight to help out. The next step is to mix up some grout and grout this floor so that will be closer to a kitchen. All right, here's a shot of what the kitchen looked like right before Thanksgiving. Of course, excuse me, all the tile got done. The butcher block countertop here was down in my shop. I made that last year. Finally got it out of there. Got the stove all hooked up and running. All the appliances in, the refrigerator's up and working. And so coming in a couple of weeks, we're gonna get started on the lower cabinets, and then then we can get the countertop with a sink in it, and hopefully have our kitchen ready to function. All right, that's the end of this video. I'm not sure what's next, so stay tuned.